Hey there, car enthusiasts! Today we're going to be diving into the world of premium electric SUVs with the 2024 Volvo EX90. The big question on everyone's mind is whether this ride is worth the hefty price tag, and if it can outperform competitors like the Tesla and Volvo's own XC90 recharge plug-in hybrid. Fear not, as we've got the answers for you right here. We'll be covering all the important features of the EX90, including its design, performance, and technology. So sit back, buckle up, and join us as we take the 2024 Volvo EX90 for a spin. Alright folks, let's talk size. How does the EX90 stack up against its cousin, the XC90? Well, according to Volvo, both rides are pretty darn similar in terms of overall size. They're both massive three-row SUVs that can fit up to 7 passengers and a decent amount of cargo. But here's where the EX90 starts to pull ahead. It's a bit bigger and more comfortable than the XC90, thanks to those flat floors that come with the massive battery, so you can stretch out and relax a little more without having to worry about bumping into pesky humps on the floor. And let's talk about that cargo space, shall we? When you fold down the rear seats, you'll have plenty of room to stash your gear. And if you really need to haul some serious cargo, just fold down the second and third rows and voila, you've got yourself a cargo space big enough to make a shipping container blush. Now let's talk about what's under the hood, or rather what's not under the hood. Since the EX90 is an all-electric SUV, there's no need for an engine up front to take up valuable cargo space. Instead, you get a little bit of extra storage to stash your stuff. And if that's not enough, check out the cargo space underneath the floor. Now, some of you might have noticed that the EX90 and the XC90 are pretty similar in terms of size and appearance. In fact, they're so similar that it's possible the EX90 might eventually replace the XC90 in the Volvo lineup. But don't worry, it's not personal, it's just business. The EX90 is just the first of many all-electric Volvos that'll be cruising on the scene over the next few years, as Volvo sets its sights on becoming an entirely electric car company by 2030. That means that the XC90 will eventually be phased out, as Volvo shifts away from internal combustion engine technology for good. Let's not forget about sustainability. Volvo's really putting in the effort to use recycled and sustainable materials wherever possible, from recycled steel and aluminum to the natural fibers in the interior. They're making a conscious effort to reduce their impact on the environment. However, when it comes to battery pack, the EX90 does use a traditional lithium-ion battery. While it's still a far more eco-friendly option compared to traditional gasoline engines, it does have a significant environmental footprint due to the precious metals required for mining, refinement, and manufacturing. But don't worry, Volvo's aware of the issue and is constantly working towards finding better and more sustainable solutions. Coming to power, the EX90 is seriously packed with a 111 kilowatt-hour battery. That means you can travel up to 300 miles on a single charge, which is impressive for a three-row SUV. And don't worry, whether you choose the standard or performance version, you're still going to get some serious oomph under the hood. The standard version is no slouch, producing 402 horsepower and going from 0 to 60 in around 6 seconds. But if you really want to feel that wind in your hair, go for the performance model with 496 horsepower and 617 pound-feet of torque. This thing will take you from 0 to 60 in just 5 seconds. But wait, there's more. The EX90 also has DC fast charging capability, which means you can juice it up to 80% in just 30 minutes. Of course, that's if you can actually find a level 3 DC fast charger, which it can be harder to find a unicorn on a unicycle, but hey, we're getting there, folks. Slowly but surely, the charging infrastructure is improving. The beauty sure doesn't shy away from flexing its power, right? Some of these specs are absolutely insane, and we bet you're thinking about getting your hands on one of these as soon as the video's over. Before we get into even more juicy details about this stunning vehicle, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for more awesome content. The EX90 isn't just a fancy electric SUV, it's a vehicle that gives back. Yeah, you heard that right. The EX90 has bidirectional charging, which means it can not only take energy from your house to charge up, but also give energy back to your house. It's like having a car that moonlights as a power plant. Now, imagine the possibilities. You could be the coolest neighbor on the whole block, providing your whole street with power during blackouts. Of course, we'll have to wait and see if this feature is as practical as it sounds, but it's definitely an exciting prospect. And let's not forget the added bonus of being able to charge up at Tesla superchargers now that they're open to other electric vehicles. The future's looking bright, and not just because of the headlights on the EX90. Let's dive into some fun and unique features of the EX90. Despite its similar shape and profile to the XC90, it has some cool details that'll really make it stand out. For example, the typical Thor hammer headlight design has a fun twist where the headlights can actually open up when you switch on the low beams, kind of like a car that's waking up from a nap. It's a small detail, but it definitely adds some personality to the design. Speaking of design, the interior space is also something to behold. Volvo has really taken a sustainable approach to the materials used on the inside, and it shows. You have the option of going with a wool interior, which is a really nice touch, or a synthetic leather called Nordico, if that's more your speed. Either way, the quality is top-notch and definitely gives the EX90 a luxurious feel. All in all, it's a stylish and eye-catching design with lots of attention to detail. Now, let's talk about the build quality. It's top-notch, and the fit and finish are just out of this world. You won't find anything like it, especially when you compare it to the interior of a Tesla. It's luxurious and has a class-leading 14.5-inch touchscreen infotainment system with an updated Google user interface. And let's not forget the 25-speaker Bowers & Wilkins sound system, including speakers in the headrests. The second row seat is roomy and can fit 3 passengers, including a booster seat for small kids. The third row seats are also electrically adjustable, but we have to admit it's not the most spacious. But what really sets the EX90 apart is its safety features. Volvo has a reputation for focusing on safety. The EX90's no exception. It's equipped with ultrasonic sensors, cameras, and even a LiDAR sensor on the windshield. This means the EX90 can detect obstacles and avoid them. It even has semi-autonomous driving features like pilot assist and is hardware ready for full autonomy in the future. This advanced safety tech reduces the chance of serious injuries or death by around 20%. Now we know what you're thinking. With all this high-tech equipment, is servicing and repairing this SUV gonna be a nightmare? Well, it's hard to say, but let's just say it might be. Volvo isn't exactly known for its reliability, and the EX90 ranks pretty low in Consumer Reports' reliability study, with most issues being electronic. But let's not let that discourage us, as the EX90 is the perfect alternative to Tesla's Model X and other luxury electric SUVs, which are going to cost a lot more money without even having 3-row seating. Although the price of the EX90 isn't out yet, we can expect it to cost around $80,000 in the US. It's definitely not cheap, and the higher trims could easily go up to 6 figures. But for a large 3-row electric SUV, you don't have many alternatives. So if you're looking for a luxurious electric SUV with advanced safety features and don't mind spending a pretty penny, the EX90 is definitely worth considering. What do you think of the EX90? Would you consider buying one of these for yourself or your family? Let us know in those comments down below. And if you had a good time today, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you're not already with us for more car reviews and updates. Don't forget to hit that notification bell as well to stay up to date with our latest videos. Thanks for watching, drive safe, and we'll see you in the next one.